and in these resources. And the first way is going to be by just logging in to your Google account. And the way I do it is I just simply go to gmail.com. Wherever I'm at in the world, doesn't matter. I go to gmail.com and it gets me into my Google account. And this is my Seward County Republican Google account. And I'm sure maybe some of you have already had this explained to you, but this is the magic pin pad over here. So if you look to the right, you've got those 9 dots. Those 9 dots, if you learn nothing else today, just know you got to find the pin pad, because everything is behind the pin pad. So when you click on the pin pad, or the keypad, whatever you want to call it, we're not calling it the waffle.
We don't do that.
Personal reasons.
I call it 9 square.
9 square, yeah.
That's what
I call it, well, I used to punch the phone and dial the phone. So to me, it's the pin pad. Anyway, when you open the pin pad, this shows you all the Google apps that you have for free already having a Google account. So if you have a Google account, all these things are free. And my recommendation, and this is a 201 level course, but you and I will talk about it at another time. I'm recommending that every county party subscribe to Google Workspace. And it does cost some money, and it's about, I'm going to call it $288 a year, but that gives you 4 email addresses for your county chair, so, and your vice chair, your secretary, and your treasurer. So you can have, butlergop.org, or whatever, or butlergop@gmail.com, whatever you want. So, but it also gives you the ability to collaborate and share a little easier. So I'm not going to take up time today, but just again, make that little asterisk, look into subscribing to Google Workspace as a county party so that you can share everything with your exec board. Anyway, so here we are at the pin pad. There's all these apps and all these options. So one thing I want to show you, actually I got to get to the other one. This is my county over here. Get over to Drive. So when you get into the pin pad and you click on Drive, that's going to be your #1 place to go. It's right here. Mine's clear down here. Yours might be up high. Depends on what you used last, I guess. So you're going to go into gmail.com, you're going to hit the pin pad and click on Drive. And Drive is what opens the world to you, okay? This is where everything starts to happen. Margot can attest to this. On the left side of the screen, I want to explain a couple different things. One is you have something called My Drive. That's all your personal files, okay? That's your personal files. And Google allows you to have tons of storage and tons of free space to put your files. That's the My Drive. Now, I'm going to skip down to Shared With Me. The Shared With Me folder is everything that's ever been shared to you. How many of you have gotten an email that says, so-and-so has shared a document with you? And this goes probably back years and years. You'll open this and go, oh my gosh, I had no idea all these documents were in here. But anyway, the Shared With Me is anything that anyone's ever shared with you ever. Okay? But for the NEGOP and for us here today, the key thing I want to show you is shared drives. So shared drives is going to be where you're going to see county party resources. So this folder right here with the blue waves, the ocean waves, that is already in your shared drive when you click on it, because I put every one of you and invited you. So if you didn't accept my invite, I might need to resend it, but if you did accept my invite, this is where you're going to see it. And when you double click this folder, this opens up an entire library of resources specifically to help you as a county party. And some of these folders are not populated yet. They're not full of samples, or they're not full of stuff, but a lot of them are, okay? And you can see I've got it in alphabetical order. And so I'll just kind of highlight a couple things. I'm not going to keep you here for 3 hours looking through the folders, but I can tell you that just about anything you can think of that you might want might already be in here. And if it's not, I'm going to create a new folder. And I'll tell you why. I got a call yesterday. Hey, I need a list. Somebody said, I need a list of ideas of who to invite as a speaker to our meetings. And so I said, that's a great idea, because we've all had various speakers into our meetings. And so I went in here and I created a folder called Speaker List. And now when you open Speaker List, it's not there yet because I just set it up last night. I'm going to put the bio of anybody, like John Brueggemann. A lot of you have seen John Brueggemann's talk. I'm going to get his bio and information on all the talks he does, and I'm going to put it in this folder so that all the chairs have a one place they can go to say, who could we invite in to speak? And anybody who's had somebody and who's created a bio, we can store it here for you. Let's say you're a brand new county and you are trying to set up, from scratch your constitution. So under chair resources, there's a folder with specific things for chairs. So if some of you have probably seen your chair handbook, how many of you have actually had your hands on the chair handbook? Okay. How many of you didn't know there even was a chair handbook? Okay. It's okay. It's a new era, folks. This is going to be exciting. So the nice thing is sometimes you get the chair handbook, but it's old, right? But because it's in here now, you're going to always have the most updated chair handbook from here going forward. So the chair handbook, and then there's even a sample. There's going to be places for, I don't have them in there yet, sample chair reports. Let me go back. So those are things like, as a county party chair, this is just for you, this area. And then if you're a secretary or a treasurer, we're going to have specific folders for your samples of things. But let's say you're a county that hasn't even set up a bank account yet. You can go into banking and you can look up this document, and these are best practices and nitty gritty on how to best, for taxpayer and FEC purposes, how to set up a bank account for your county party. And maybe your county parties is set up wrong. That you're going to find out when you read through this document, and then maybe you need to make some changes. But again, it's everything that I've been able to kind of collect, but then also other people as well. And so it's not going to just be all Lancaster and Sarpy and Douglas. It's going to be small counties too that are throwing samples. So here, let's just do for fun. I have a folder called Fun. And so like on election night, we were keeping a tournament, tournament brackets, and every time someone would win, we had them printed off at our party, and we were like writing in who was winning and stuff. And so this is live time stuff, right? So when it's next election time, you can go into the Fun folder and see, hey, what are people doing? And on debate night, we had debate night bingo. And so we threw up the debate night bingo cards, and somebody spent hours and hours for weeks and weeks building the debate night bingo card. And so this is a way now where Angie Ebersbacher she's got an embarrassing amount of hours she spent building the bingo game, but we had the best time playing bingo. And so these are all different cards, right? It's all different cards. And so it was a riot on debate night. And so now in the future, it isn't going to be like, oh, Keith County out in western Nebraska heard about, and how'd you do that? No, we're all going to be doing everything together live time and giving you access. If I can just get people to share. And that's part of the key too. So I'm trying to think of some other things.
Cover the steps to share, because we don't have writing, we have to submit.
Right. So we have a folder called Uploads, okay? Right here, it's called Uploads folder. And instead of you just randomly throwing stuff in to share, we'd like to see it first and make sure that we place it in the folder where we want it. And so if you are giving something back to us to share because you're proud of it or whatever, then put it in the Uploads folder, and then we'll review it and we'll put it where it belongs, okay? So one thing I wanted to kind of show you was graphics and handouts and maps. Okay, so graphics is just some sample graphics that people have done. I also want to show you handouts. So this is where that Spanish, the Hispanic version is stored in handouts. And so Margot, I want to make sure you see this. The Spanish version of that Are You Really a Democrat handout is in the handouts folder. Okay, and so if we make any updates to this document, it's going to be right here. So we have it in the Spanish, and then we have them in all PDFs right now. So that's where that is. Oh, we have them as JPEGs. And some of you that are more techie, like it's easier to share a JPEG on your website and on your social media. So a lot of times you'll see a PDF and a JPEG version of the document here for sharing. So that's where that stuff will be. Maps, I love. I use this almost every day. This is just a collection of all the political maps across the state. So whether it's, look at the pretty NRD. This is one of my favorite ones because I finally found my way to the NRD website, and I'm like, I finally understand how these NRDs are working. And so when you're talking to candidates who are asking questions, it's like, well, where are you? Like, what? And that's how, I just want to make sure you know that there's some states that have 3 and 4. Like, who did I see the other day had like 3 different ones in their state that touched? I don't know. It's the other day I was noticing that it's not that simple. You guys are pretty good, except for Platte County. Platte and Colfax are split up. But, Stanton's pretty good. Cumming's good. Madison just has that little corner. Yeah. Easy to forget, right? Anyway, back to the maps. So these are all the district maps, the SCC maps, like you name it. And again, if you can't find it, just call me and I'll say, oh yeah, go to this folder and I'll tell you where it is. So legislative districts, SCC sub-districts, that's always been such a big mystery to everybody. What sub-district am I in? I don't understand how this SCC sub-district thing works. Well, there's a nice pretty map. Okay, so I don't want to spend too much time, but once you're in, you can go shopping, look all around, but know that this is a work in progress, and we're going to keep populating some, like if you open a folder and it's empty, it's just we haven't filled it yet. Go ahead.
It was a gold mine for me this week. We're having our Constitution Committee meeting, and I was able to go in and print out the constitutions for probably 6, 8 counties so that I could find how does each one handle this thing in their. So we've got all those ideas to work from.
Oh, that's so great to hear. So here's the Constitutions folder. And what he means is he was able to go in, and these are counties who have shared with us their final draft of their constitutions, and they're there for you to look at. And they're for you, like he said, if there's a specific thing you're looking to change, how are the other counties handling that? And I hope to have all of them in here, and then eventually have a CD1 folder, a CD2 folder. But we've got a heck of a start for support for new counties and stuff. I'm trying to think what else. Does anybody have anything they want to see? Like, just trying to think, voter engagement. So here's an example. And again, some of this we're still working out because I want to make it really simple for you to find it. And sometimes I'm not good at that. But here's Get Out the Vote mailers. So I'm going to show off just a little bit. This was when I dug up all of my folks who'd never voted, like in the last 4, elections. So we mailed this to their house, and this was our little Get Out the Vote effort right at the last minute in Seward County. And I have had a lot of feedback on this from folks that were like, wow,
Are those in a format we can just substitute?
Right now they are not, so this is a PDF, but I would be happy to share the Canva file. We want to get to a point where we can have a statewide Canva where we can share stuff, so you can just click and make it customized. All you have to do is click the Seward County logo. That's way over my head, and our tech guys are looking to do that. But just know that we can share, but it's not that simple yet. But if you see something and you say, ooh, I want to do that for my county, we can help you get that done. Issues and initiatives. The pro-life group in Seward came to the party and said, will you partner with us at the last minute during the election? And so they came, the pro-life folks came, and we did a mailer, and we partnered with them. And I know some people in here were no on both, and I understand, but in our county Central Committee voted to support 434, and our pro-life people in Seward County were the same, and so we partnered and made sure that we put a mailer out. And we used our list. We used the GOP Data Center to create the list and make the mailing list. Anything else that anybody? Slate cards. So here's a good example. So we've got some people who did a digital slate card. These folks, so we have a collection of digital slate cards. They didn't mail them out, but here's all kinds of counties, so you can go in and shop and be like, oh, I like theirs, and I like theirs. And then other people who did a mailed out slate card, okay? And these are easy. And then we have templates now. So you shouldn't have to sit there for days and days and days or go hire a graphic designer. We have the technology to share with you. But you got to have your homework done first before you can do a slate card. All right. Anything else that anybody would like to see? I know this has gotten so long. I want to make sure you know how to get in here. Make sure you're in the group.
Do you want to do the microsite?
Oh
We
yeah.
talked about
Oh,
the-
okay.
the
So
hard way.
So we're
How about the
already
easy way?
we know it's hard to do this whole Google thing. So we're taking it to the next level to where you can go to a website to access all this stuff. And this is hot off the press as of last night. Our tech Edward Weniger, who's a IT person that helps with the state party, he built us a Google microsite. So I didn't even know this was a thing, but in Google Workspace, you have the free. Can anybody in Google do a site or just Workspace
You don't have to have
customers?
Workspace. As long as you have a Google email, you can make a website. It's
Yeah.
free.
It's a free website, and it's called a microsite. And so all those folders that I just showed you are going to be available with just one click at a website where you can just scroll down and find your folder and click in all the same
So
stuff.
you don't have to log in first and click the waffle or the 9 square or the keypad and remember all that stuff we said. You just click one link and it pops up.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
That's the
Okay.
easy way.
And with regard to communication and staying in touch with me, I'm being really stubborn. I know some people are mad, and someone might even campaign against me, but I am being stubborn about this because I've put a lot of hours and a lot of work into this platform, and I need to get everyone together into Google for communication. And so I want to show you with regard to communication with me, if you want to stay in touch with me, I really want everybody to come in to the Google chat space. So if you click on where we go for everything in Drive, back to the pin pad, and you see where it says Google Chat, you click on Google Chat, and if you look along the left side, the top of this is individual people that I'm in text threads with, and the bottom are called spaces. And so CD leadership, this is where we communicate. And I have one, well, you guys are in a forum for CD1 leadership, everybody here. But like, I think the CD leadership, let's see, do I have chairs in here yet?
CD1 chairs, about 2 up from that.
Sorry, CD1 county chairs, there you go. So if you click on CD1 chairs, this is where we're communicating. And if you haven't seen this and this is news to you, I'm sorry, but I really am being stubborn. Like, I need you to meet me here. And this is where you can talk to your other chairs. This is where you can talk straight to me. It's where I'm gonna give you cutting edge information so that you're getting live time information that's coming out from the state. You'll see clear back on November 25th, I sent you guys the template for the homework project for the elected officials research back in November. And then back in, and I'm not trying to throw shade, and I am very, very patient, and I want to get everybody in there. And I'm willing to drive to your house, and I will sit with you, and I'm a good teacher, and I'm very patient. My mom's 80 years old, and she was a manager at JCPenney's, and she's smart, but she's not super techie. And I've got her on an iPad and doing email, and she does social media. I mean, she's awesome. So I'm a good teacher. If you'll let me come and help you, okay? And if you are techie minded and can help other people in your party, awesome. Luke, no, hint. Help get the other folks going. But I've been communicating here clear back since September 4th of 24. I took over in August, and I've had a really hard time getting in touch with some folks just to get them going. And I feel bad about that, but I've been so busy with other things that I haven't hounded you yet. But now I'm gonna start hounding you. It's time. Okay, so our group chat. And then when you like the email you got for this meeting, that's a forum like that. If you reply to that, so I want you to be careful, because if you hit reply, it automatically defaults to reply all. If you just want to reply to me, you need to click the button and say just single reply, not reply all. Otherwise, you're gonna be talking to the whole 100 and whatever of CD1. Yeah, because he replied. That was you, but that's okay because you had good stuff to say, right? But if you were like cussing me out, that would not have been good.
I'm not gonna do it if I don't have something to say.
Okay, so we hit the communication, we hit the shared drive. Any questions?
Okay, so I want to send you a message right now and say, Trina can't get in, can you help me with that, or can you help her? Where would I go on here?
Okay, well, you have two choices. You can either chat me inside here, or you can send me an email. You can do resources.
Show me where you're saying inside here. Where
Okay,
is it?
in the, oh, am I, okay, so I'm in the, okay, hit the keypad, you're gonna hit the keypad, and then you're gonna go to chat.
Okay, I'm in chat.
And now, if you have never chatted me, it's gonna be a new chat. So
Okay,
you gotta
it'll be a
click
new chat.
new chat.
That's what I wanted to know.
Now, once you've chatted me, then it's, you know, it's gonna come up with my name on the left.
Okay, all right.
And you can chat me in there.
All right.
I'm in here like almost all day, like at least pay, I mean, I get alerts too on my phone if someone chats me. Anything else that's jumping out at you?
Nope.
I know it's a lot. I
Is that
feel
bad?
bad. Lots of possibilities.
I think the top one's the resource.
And resources at ne.gop is my email address, and you're free to email me through there. But I really am willing, and that's why I said earlier, some of these things we're going to talk about today can be a 1 hour or a 2 hour visit on its own. I could come to your county party and teach you for an hour just on Google Workspace or just on all the things you can do with GOP Data Center, right? So, all right.
Well, Dana, I think that you're not just a good teacher, but you have to be a very avid student. I doubt if all the CD chair people have the information to share that you're sharing with us. And so I think, we're lucky to do that, and hopefully many others will be inspired to learn and utilize these things.
That is our hope. That is our hope. All right. Well, I'm going to stick around for anyone who I haven't eaten yet, so I'm not in a big hurry. Plus, I've got tons of laundry that are staring me in the face, so I'm going to just be taking my good old time. I'm going to eat.